Today I'm joined by Megan Rosso, the Crops Extension Specialist for the Government of Saskatchewan, and she is here today to talk about the most recent crop report. And so thank you so much for being with me today, Megan.
Thanks for having me.
And so you guys have reported that seeding has begun across the province. Which sections of Saskatchewan so far have really gotten ahead and been starting seeding versus the ones that are a little bit behind?
Yeah, so the province is moving along. We've had some rain delays, but that's been much welcome throughout the majority of the province, as moisture conditions were a little towards the drier at the beginning of seeding. So currently we are at 12% of the at the provincial seeding level right now. The southwest part of the province is moving into that 23% completion. The southeast is reported at about 16%. The northwest and west centrals are at 8% and 5% respectively. And then as we move into the east central and northeast regions, they're a little bit further behind, and they're reporting at about 4% and 3% respectively.
And Megan, you did mention that rain delays did slow down a good portion of the province from starting seeding. But how important was that rain to helping with the soil and the crops in general for the upcoming growing season?
Yeah, it's definitely helped improve the topsoil moisture conditions, which will be a great start at the beginning of the season to get crops germinating. We're still going to require some moisture as we move throughout the growing season, but it's definitely a good start for getting crops growing.
And so with the delays, Megan, you mentioned that we are behind the 5-year average for seeding so far. Is there any major worries, or with some good sun, that we will be able to get back to the average here coming up over the next few weeks?
I definitely think, yeah, with some warmer conditions and the sun coming out, it's definitely gonna allow for some time for producers to move closer to where they have been in the past 5 years. Soil conditions will potentially be a little warmer as well once they get the seed in the ground. So that helps with the crops growing quicker and germinating quicker within the soil so they can get out of the ground quicker, versus, sitting in some cold soils and taking a little bit longer to develop and emerge from the ground.
And now let's talk about Lloyd and the Northwest region as a whole. How are we looking so far for the start of seeding as well as the upcoming growing season?
Yeah, so the Northwest region is reporting about 8% complete seeding. I've gotten some reports of some pulses and spring wheat going in. So I definitely think, yeah, there's been a little bit moisture up there, not quite as much as other areas in the province. So I think guys are starting to get back into the field seeding. And I think, yeah, they'll be able to roll right through. And I anticipate that percentage seeded will increase quite a bit over the next week with some good seeding conditions.
And for our livestock producers, Megan, how are the hay crops as well as the pasture crops looking so far to start the growing season here in Saskatchewan?
So our crop reporters for the week have reported on what the topsoil moisture conditions are like in hay land, as well as pasture. So, Hayland is reported at about 61% adequate and 35% short. Pasture is rated about 59% adequate for topsoil moisture and 36% short. So it's definitely, potentially a little bit of looking to the future to get some moisture over the coming weeks to help improve those conditions. But they've definitely improved from where they were previously sitting earlier in the season here.
Finally, Megan, if anyone would like to contribute to the crop report, where can they go to get more information and possibly help out?
I think I would just like to point out that we have more than 200 crop reporters contribute to the information every week, and we're still actively seeking additional volunteers. So if you'd like more information or you'd like to volunteer to become a crop reporter, definitely reach out to the Ag Knowledge Center here in Moose Jaw, and we'd be happy to chat more about it with you.
Thank you so much for all the information, Megan, and we definitely look forward to talking to you again about the next crop report.
Thanks for having me.